The silent threat that's already working against you. Right now, as you're reading this, your body is quietly losing something precious, something that determines whether you'll climb stairs with ease or struggle with each step a decade from now. Every day that passes without action brings you closer to a reality millions of people face: the gradual loss of independence that transforms simple tasks into overwhelming challenges. The science is brutally clear and non-negotiable. Beginning at age 50, our bodies lose between 1–3% of muscle mass every single year. This phenomenon, called sarcopenia, doesn't announce itself with dramatic symptoms or warning bells. It's silent, progressive, and relentless. While you're focused on your daily routine, this invisible process is methodically stealing your strength, balance, and mobility. Think about the activities you take for granted today. Effortlessly rising from a chair, carrying groceries without strain, climbing stairs without breathlessness, or maintaining your balance on uneven surfaces. These aren't just conveniences, they're markers of independence. Without intervention, each of these capabilities will gradually diminish until what once felt automatic becomes a monumental effort. The devastating truth is that loss of physical independence isn't some distant possibility. It's the lived reality for millions who ignored their body's early warning signs. They convinced themselves they had time, that age-related decline was inevitable, or that a few aches and pains were just part of getting older. They were wrong, and they're paying the price with years of limitations, medical complications, and dependency on others. But here's what separates those who maintain their vitality from those who lose it: the understanding that prevention is not only possible, but surprisingly simple. We're not talking about grueling gym sessions, expensive equipment, or hours of daily commitment. The solution lies in 6 specific exercises that can be performed at home with minimal or no equipment, requiring just minutes of your day. This isn't about vanity or athletic performance. It's about preserving your future self's quality of life. The math is stark and unforgiving. Invest a few minutes now or face years of physical limitations later. The choice is entirely yours, but the window for easy prevention won't stay open forever. Scapular retraction with resistance band, your shield against modern life's postural assault. In our screen-dominated world, one area of the body bears the brunt of our modern lifestyle more than any other: the region between our shoulder blades. The scapular area, frequently neglected in typical fitness routines, holds the key to preventing a cascade of problems that can plague you for decades. Strengthening this seemingly small area is absolutely crucial for maintaining proper posture and preventing chronic pain that radiates through your back, neck, and shoulders. Scapular retraction with a resistance band specifically targets the rhomboids and the middle and lower trapezius muscles, the unsung heroes responsible for holding your shoulder blades in their correct position. When these muscles weaken, which happens gradually and without obvious symptoms, your body compensates by developing the infamous rounded shoulder posture. This postural deviation isn't just cosmetic. It creates a domino effect of problems throughout your entire musculoskeletal system. The rounded shoulder posture places excessive stress on your cervical spine, leading to compressed nerves, herniated discs, and chronic tension that can trigger debilitating headaches. The misalignment travels down the kinetic chain, potentially causing tendinitis in the shoulders and even contributing to carpal tunnel syndrome as your arms and hands struggle to function properly in their altered positions. Additionally, this postural deviation restricts your lung capacity by preventing full chest expansion, leaving you feeling perpetually short of breath and fatigued. Beyond pain prevention, strengthening the scapular region dramatically improves shoulder stability, creating a protective mechanism that prevents injuries during everyday activities. Whether you're reaching for objects on high shelves, carrying groceries, or simply lifting your arms overhead, strong scapular stabilizers ensure your shoulder joint moves safely and efficiently through its full range of motion. The respiratory benefits alone make this exercise invaluable. When your shoulders are properly positioned and your chest can expand fully, your lungs can function at their optimal capacity. This improved breathing efficiency enhances oxygen delivery throughout your body, boosting energy levels and mental clarity while reducing the fatigue that often accompanies poor posture. Scientific evidence powerfully supports the transformative effects of scapular retraction exercises. A comprehensive study published in the Journal of Shoulder and Elbow Surgery in 2018 followed 2 groups over 12 weeks. The group that performed scapular retractions regularly experienced a remarkable 43% reduction in neck pain and a 27% increase in scapular stabilizer muscle strength. Perhaps most impressively, 87% of participants reported significant improvements in sleep quality and daily energy levels, benefits that extended far beyond the targeted muscle group. Proper execution technique: position yourself standing or sitting with your spine in a naturally upright position. Hold a resistance band in front of your body with your arms extended at shoulder height, palms facing downward. Maintain a slight bend in your elbows throughout the movement to protect the joint and ensure proper muscle activation. Begin the movement by taking a deep breath. Then, as you exhale, pull the resistance band toward your chest while simultaneously opening your arms to the sides. Focus intensely on drawing your shoulder blades together, imagining you're trying to hold a pencil between them. This visualization helps ensure you're activating the correct muscles rather than simply moving your arms. Hold the peak contraction for 2 to 3 seconds, feeling the squeeze between your shoulder blades intensify. This pause is crucial for maximizing muscle fiber recruitment and building strength in the lengthened position. Slowly return to the starting position with control, resisting the band's pull to maximize the eccentric, lengthening portion of the exercise. Throughout the entire movement, keep your shoulders pressed down and away from your ears. This detail is critical because allowing your shoulders to elevate shifts the work away from the target muscles and can actually reinforce the poor postural patterns you're trying to correct. Critical mistakes that sabotage your progress. The most common error is shoulder elevation, where people unconsciously shrug their shoulders upward during the pulling motion. This completely changes the exercise dynamics, shifting the work to the upper trapezius muscles that are often already overactive and tight. Keep constant awareness of keeping your shoulders low and relaxed. Another frequent mistake is using body momentum by leaning backward to assist with the pulling motion. This compensation pattern not only reduces the effectiveness of the exercise, but can also strain your lower back. The movement should be controlled and isolated to the shoulder blade area, with your torso remaining stable throughout. Many people also make the error of bending their elbows excessively, essentially turning the scapular retraction into a rowing motion that primarily works the biceps rather than the intended scapular stabilizers. Maintain that slight elbow bend position throughout the entire range of motion to keep the focus where it belongs. The Superman exercise, your spine's ultimate protector. The Superman exercise stands as one of the most comprehensive and essential movements for long-term spinal health and overall body functionality. This deceptively simple exercise simultaneously targets 3 critical muscle groups that are often neglected in daily life: the spinal erectors, the gluteal muscles, and the posterior shoulder stabilizers. Together, these muscles form what exercise physiologists call the posterior chain, your body's natural armor against the devastating effects of gravity, poor posture, and age-related degeneration. As we navigate through life, our intervertebral discs naturally undergo degenerative changes. This process is inevitable, but the rate and severity of degeneration can be dramatically influenced by the strength of the muscles surrounding our spine. When you develop and maintain a robust muscular ensemble around your spinal column, you create a protective shield that minimizes the risk of developing painful and debilitating conditions such as herniated discs, spinal stenosis, and chronic lower back pain. The Superman exercise addresses multiple aspects of spinal health simultaneously. By strengthening the spinal erectors, the long muscles that run along either side of your spine, you improve your ability to maintain proper posture throughout the day without experiencing fatigue. These muscles act as guy wires for your spinal column, providing the endurance necessary to keep your spine in its natural, healthy curves during prolonged sitting, standing, and movement. The gluteal activation component of the Superman is equally crucial. Your glutes serve as the foundation for proper pelvic alignment, and when they're weak, your lower back muscles must work overtime to compensate. This compensation pattern is a primary contributor to the epidemic of lower back pain that affects millions of people. By strengthening your glutes through the Superman exercise, you restore proper muscle balance and take pressure off your vulnerable lumbar spine. The posterior shoulder muscle engagement helps counteract the forward head posture and rounded shoulders that plague our technology-driven society. As these muscles strengthen, they pull your shoulders back into proper alignment, reducing compression on spinal nerves and preventing the tension headaches and arm numbness that often accompany poor upper body posture. Beyond spinal protection, the Superman exercise significantly improves the coordination between your upper and lower body, a quality known as neuromuscular integration. This enhanced coordination is essential for performing everyday movements safely and efficiently, whether you're walking, climbing stairs, bending to pick up objects, or rising from a seated position without using your hands for support. The scientific validation for the Superman exercise is compelling and extensive. Researchers at the University of Waterloo in Canada published a groundbreaking study in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science in 2019 that followed participants who performed the Superman exercise 3 times per week for 8 weeks. The results were remarkable. Participants achieved a 31% increase in spinal erector muscle endurance, which directly translates to better posture maintenance throughout the day. Even more impressive was the long-term impact on pain reduction. The study group experienced a 47% reduction in lower back pain incidence compared to the control group over a 12-month follow-up period. This dramatic reduction in pain episodes represents not just statistical improvement, but real-world enhancement in quality of life and daily functionality. Additionally, researchers observed a 22% improvement in participants' ability to maintain upright posture without experiencing fatigue, a benefit that extends far beyond the exercise itself into every aspect of daily living. Masterful execution technique. Begin by lying face down on a comfortable mat or carpeted surface. Extend your arms straight out in front of your head, as if you're flying, with your legs extended behind you. This starting position should feel comfortable and natural, without any strain or tension. Maintain a neutral neck position by keeping your gaze directed toward the floor rather than lifting your head to look forward. This detail is crucial for preventing cervical spine strain and ensuring the exercise targets the intended muscle groups rather than creating tension in your neck. Engage your core muscles by gently drawing your navel toward your spine. This core activation creates a stable platform for the movement and protects your lower back from excessive stress during the lifting phase. Now comes the key movement. Simultaneously lift your arms and legs a few centimeters off the ground. The lift doesn't need to be dramatic. Quality of muscle contraction is far more important than height of the lift. Focus on the sensation of your back and glute muscles working to create the movement. Visualize yourself as Superman flying through the air, with your entire posterior chain working in harmony to maintain the lifted position. This mental image helps ensure proper muscle activation patterns and makes the exercise more engaging and effective. Maintain steady, controlled breathing throughout the lift. Never hold your breath. The ability to breathe normally while maintaining the contraction indicates that you're using appropriate effort levels and not overstraining. Hold the lifted position for 3 to 5 seconds, focusing intensely on contracting your back and glute muscles. This isometric hold is where the real strength building occurs, so make these seconds count by maintaining maximum muscle tension. Lower your arms and legs slowly and with complete control. The lowering phase is just as important as the lifting phase for building strength and should be performed deliberately rather than allowing gravity to simply drop your limbs. If the full Superman movement feels too challenging initially, start with partial movements. You can begin by lifting only your arms or only your legs until you build sufficient strength to perform the complete exercise. This progression approach ensures you maintain proper form while gradually building the strength necessary for the full movement. Performance-sabotaging mistakes to avoid. The most critical error in Superman execution is excessive lumbar hyperextension, arching your lower back too dramatically in an attempt to lift higher. This mistake can actually cause harmful compression of the vertebrae and defeat the protective purpose of the exercise. Remember that the goal is muscle strengthening, not maximum height. Keep your abdominal muscles slightly engaged throughout the movement to maintain a safe spinal position. Another common mistake is performing the movement with jerky, uncontrolled motions or using momentum to achieve the lift. The Superman should be executed with smooth, deliberate control and complete body awareness. Sudden movements not only reduce the exercise's effectiveness, but can also lead to muscle strains or joint injuries. Many people also make the error of holding their breath during the challenging portions of the exercise. Breath holding increases blood pressure unnecessarily and indicates that you're using excessive effort. If you find yourself unable to breathe normally during the exercise, reduce the intensity or duration until you can maintain steady breathing patterns. Calf raises, the underestimated powerhouse of mobility and independence. Among all the exercises in fitness routines worldwide, calf raises might be the most underrated and undervalued, yet they're arguably the most crucial for maintaining mobility and independence as we age. This seemingly simple exercise primarily targets the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles that together form your calf complex, muscles that deserve the title of the heart of the legs. And this comparison is far from hyperbolic. Your calf muscles serve as a secondary circulatory pump, working tirelessly to push blood back to your heart against the constant pull of gravity. Every step you take, every time you rise onto your toes, these muscles contract and squeeze the deep veins in your lower legs, propelling blood upward through your circulatory system. When your calves are weak, this pumping mechanism becomes inefficient, leading to poor circulation that manifests in numerous ways. Varicose veins, uncomfortable swelling, edema, feelings of heaviness in your legs, and in severe cases, the formation of dangerous blood clots known as deep vein thrombosis. The relationship between calf strength and balance ability is profound and well documented in scientific literature. Your calves provide the fine-tuned adjustments necessary for maintaining equilibrium, especially when walking on uneven surfaces or navigating obstacles. They act as your body's natural shock absorbers and stabilizers, constantly making micro-adjustments to keep you upright and steady. Research consistently shows that older adults with strong, well-conditioned calves have up to 40% fewer fall incidents compared to those with weak calf muscles. This statistic represents far more than numbers on a page. Falls are one of the leading causes of hospitalization, loss of independence, and even death among older adults. By maintaining strong calves through regular calf raises, you're literally investing in your future mobility and safety. The propulsion aspect of calf function cannot be overstated. During walking, your calves provide the push of power that propels you forward with each step. Weak calves result in a shuffling gait pattern where you can't fully push off the ground, leading to inefficient movement, increased fatigue, and higher risk of stumbling. Strong calves enable the confident, purposeful stride that characterizes people who move with ease and grace regardless of their age. Additionally, your calves serve as crucial shock absorbers for your entire kinetic chain. With each step, they absorb and dissipate impact forces that would otherwise travel up through your knees, hips, and spine. This shock absorption function becomes increasingly important as we age, and our joints become more susceptible to wear and impact-related damage. A landmark longitudinal study published in the Journal of Gerontology in 2020 provided compelling evidence for the long-term benefits of calf strengthening. Researchers followed 1,200 adults over 15 years and discovered that participants with greater calf strength had a 28% lower risk of developing mobility limitations as they aged. This research demonstrates that calf strength isn't just about preventing falls, it's about preserving your ability to move freely and independently throughout your entire lifespan. Even more remarkable were the findings regarding fall prevention. The study group that performed calf raises 3 times per week experienced a 35% reduction in fall incidents after age 65 compared to the control group. When you consider that falls can lead to hip fractures, head injuries, and the cascade of complications that often follow, this level of protection represents life-changing insurance for your future well-being. Precision execution for maximum benefit. Begin by standing with your feet positioned hip-width apart to establish a stable base of support. Lightly rest your fingertips on a wall, the back of a sturdy chair, or another stable surface. This contact is for balance assistance only, not for support or momentum. Engage your core muscles to maintain spinal stability and keep your spine in its natural neutral position. This core engagement ensures that the movement comes from your calves rather than from compensatory movements in your back or hips. Initiate the movement by slowly lifting your heels off the ground, rising up onto the balls of your feet. Focus on lifting as high as possible. This full range of motion is crucial for maximizing muscle fiber recruitment and ensuring you're getting the complete strengthening benefit. At the top of the movement, pause deliberately for 1 to 2 seconds while actively contracting your calf muscles. This pause serves multiple purposes. It ensures you're working against gravity rather than using momentum, it maximizes the strengthening effect, and it challenges your balance systems in a controlled manner. Lower yourself back down with complete control until your heels gently touch the ground. The lowering phase is equally important as the lifting phase for building strength, so resist the urge to simply drop down quickly. This controlled eccentric contraction builds strength throughout the muscle's entire range of motion. Repeat the movement without rocking your body back and forth or using momentum to assist with subsequent repetitions. Each repetition should be performed as a distinct, controlled movement with full focus on the working muscles. To progress the exercise as you become stronger, you can perform single-leg calf raises, which dramatically increase the challenge and provide even greater balance benefits. You can also hold dumbbells or other weights to add resistance, but ensure you can maintain perfect form before adding external load. Form-breaking errors that limit your progress. One of the most common mistakes is failing to achieve full range of motion by not lifting high enough onto the balls of the feet. This partial movement misses the peak contraction where the most strengthening occurs and reduces the exercise's effectiveness significantly. Always strive for maximum height while maintaining control. Balance-related compensations represent another frequent error. When people feel unsteady, they often begin swaying their body, shifting weight from side to side, or gripping their support surface tightly. These compensations engage other muscle groups and reduce the isolation effect on the calves. Use minimal support and focus on maintaining stability through your calf muscles and core. Descending too rapidly is a mistake that eliminates much of the exercise's benefit. The controlled lowering phase provides crucial eccentric strengthening that builds functional strength and helps prevent Achilles tendon injuries. Take at least as much time lowering as you do lifting. Finally, allowing your feet to rotate inward or outward during the movement creates uneven muscle development and can lead to imbalances. Keep your feet pointed straight forward throughout the entire range of motion to ensure all muscle fibers are working equally and to maintain proper alignment through your entire kinetic chain. Glute bridge, the foundation of functional movement and pain prevention. The glute bridge stands as one of the most efficient and transformative exercises for strengthening your entire posterior chain, with particular emphasis on the gluteal muscles, the largest and potentially most powerful muscle group in the human body. Despite their size and importance, the glutes are among the most commonly weak and underactive muscles in modern adults, creating a cascade of problems that can plague you for decades if left unaddressed. Many people fail to realize that weak glutes are the hidden root cause of countless postural and functional problems that seem to emerge mysteriously with age. Your glutes serve as the primary stabilizers of your hip joint and form the foundation for virtually every movement you perform while standing. When these crucial muscles are weak or inactive, other structures throughout your body are forced to compensate, creating muscle imbalances and movement patterns that inevitably lead to pain and dysfunction. The compensation patterns that develop from weak glutes are both predictable and devastating. Your lower back muscles, which are designed for stability rather than primary movement, must work overtime to provide the hip extension and stabilization that your glutes should be handling. This overuse of the lower back muscles is a primary contributor to the epidemic of chronic lower back pain that affects approximately 80% of adults at some point in their lives. Your knees also suffer tremendously when your glutes are weak. Without proper hip stability, your knees are forced to absorb rotational and lateral forces they're not designed to handle. This misalignment contributes to knee pain, patellofemoral syndrome, and increased risk of serious injuries such as ACL tears, particularly during activities that involve direction changes or uneven surfaces. Even your walking pattern deteriorates when your glutes are weak. Instead of the smooth, efficient gait pattern that strong glutes provide, you develop compensatory movement strategies that waste energy, create uneven wear patterns on your joints, and increase your risk of falls and injuries. The characteristic shuffling or waddling gait seen in many older adults is often directly attributable to glute weakness rather than inevitable age-related decline. Strengthening your glutes through exercises like the glute bridge dramatically improves pelvic stability, which serves as the cornerstone for all functional movement. When your pelvis is stable and properly aligned, your spine can maintain its natural curves without excessive stress, your hips can move through their full range of motion efficiently, and your knees can track properly during walking, stair climbing, and other daily activities. The protective effect on your lumbar spine cannot be overstated. Strong glutes provide the hip extension power necessary for lifting objects, rising from chairs, and climbing stairs without placing excessive stress on your lower back. They also help maintain proper pelvic alignment, which keeps your lumbar spine in its optimal position for both stability and mobility. Flawless execution for maximum activation. Begin by lying on your back on a comfortable surface with your knees bent at approximately 90 degrees and your feet flat on the floor. Position your feet hip-width apart and approximately 6 to 8 inches away from your glutes. This distance ensures optimal glute activation while maintaining knee safety. Place your arms alongside your body with your palms facing down. Your arms serve as stabilizers during the movement and help you maintain proper alignment, but they should not be used to push yourself up or provide momentum. Before initiating the lifting movement, engage your core muscles by gently drawing your navel toward your spine. This core activation creates a stable platform for the movement and prevents excessive arching of your lower back during the lift. Begin the movement by pressing through your heels. This heel drive is crucial for maximizing glute activation. As you press through your heels, lift your hips off the ground by contracting your glute muscles. Focus intensely on the sensation of your glutes working rather than simply trying to lift as high as possible. Continue lifting until you form a straight line from your chest through your hips to your knees. This alignment is critical. Your body should form a perfect plank position from chest to knees, with no sagging at the hips or excessive arching of the back. At the top of the movement, squeeze your glutes firmly for 2 to 3 seconds. This pause serves multiple purposes. It maximizes muscle fiber recruitment, ensures you're maintaining the correct position, and challenges your glutes to work against gravity in their shortened position. Lower yourself slowly and with complete control, taking at least as much time for the lowering phase as you did for the lifting phase. This controlled eccentric contraction is crucial for building functional strength and maximizing the exercise's benefits. Lower until your glutes almost touch the ground, but don't fully rest between repetitions. Maintaining this slight tension between reps keeps your muscles engaged and maximizes the strengthening effect. Maintain steady breathing throughout the movement, exhaling during the lifting phase and inhaling during the lowering phase. Proper breathing helps maintain core stability and ensures adequate oxygen delivery to working muscles. Critical errors that undermine your results. The most common and problematic mistake is excessive lumbar spine extension during the lift. Many people attempt to lift higher by arching their lower back dramatically, which shifts the work away from the glutes and places potentially harmful stress on the lumbar vertebrae. Focus on lifting through glute contraction rather than back extension, and remember that proper alignment is more important than maximum height. Another frequent error is lifting the hips so high that proper body alignment is compromised. Your body should maintain that straight line from chest to knees. Lifting higher than this optimal position actually reduces glute activation and can stress your lower back. Many people also make the mistake of pushing through their toes rather than their heels. Toe-dominant pushing shifts the work to the quadriceps, and reduces glute activation significantly. Always focus on pressing through your heels and imagine trying to push the floor away with your heels. Failing to actively contract the glutes at the top of the movement represents another missed opportunity. The pause and squeeze at the peak position is where much of the strengthening occurs, so don't rush through this crucial phase. Finally, holding your breath during the exercise is a common error that can unnecessarily elevate blood pressure and reduce performance. If you find yourself holding your breath, reduce the intensity or slow down the movement until you can maintain steady breathing patterns throughout. Chapter 5: Decline Push-ups, the superior upper body strengthener. Decline push-ups represent an intelligent evolution of the traditional push-up, offering extraordinary benefits for upper body health and functional strength that extend far beyond simple muscle building. In this variation, your feet are elevated relative to your hands, fundamentally changing the exercise dynamics and significantly increasing the workload on your pectorals, anterior deltoids, and triceps, while simultaneously demanding greater core stabilization and balance. While decline push-ups are admittedly more challenging than their traditional counterpart, the additional effort pays remarkable dividends in terms of functional strength, injury prevention, and long-term shoulder health. The elevated foot position shifts more of your body weight onto your upper body, creating a training stimulus that's similar to what you might achieve with weighted exercises, but using only your body weight as resistance. Beyond the obvious muscle strengthening benefits, decline push-ups provide enhanced shoulder stability that's crucial for preventing the common shoulder injuries that plague adults over 50. The increased range of motion and varied angle of resistance challenges your shoulder stabilizer muscles in ways that traditional exercises often miss, creating more comprehensive strength and resilience throughout the shoulder complex. The elevated position particularly targets the upper portion of the pectoral muscles, an area that's often neglected in typical training programs, but crucial for functional pushing movements. Strong upper pectorals contribute to better posture by helping to counteract the forward shoulder position that develops from prolonged sitting and computer work. The enhanced core demand of decline push-ups cannot be overlooked. Maintaining proper body alignment while your feet are elevated requires significant core strength and stability, effectively turning the exercise into a moving plank that challenges your entire midsection. This core strengthening component has benefits that extend into every aspect of daily movement and spinal health. Scientific validation for the superior benefits of decline push-ups comes from comprehensive research conducted at the University of Michigan and published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research in 2022. The study compared various push-up variations in 47 adults aged 45-65 over a 10-week period, providing clear evidence of decline push-ups superiority. The group performing decline push-ups 3 times per week demonstrated a 38% increase in pectoralis major strength and an impressive 42% increase in arm muscular endurance. These results significantly exceeded the traditional push-up group, which saw increases of 26% and 29% respectively. The superior results from decline push-ups validate the additional challenge and effort required to perform them correctly. Technical mastery for optimal results? Position yourself facing a stable bench, sofa, or platform that stands 12-18 inches high. The exact height can be adjusted based on your current strength level. Beginners should start with lower elevations and progress to higher surfaces as strength improves. Place your hands on the floor at shoulder width apart or slightly wider, depending on what feels most comfortable and stable for your shoulder structure. Your hand position should allow your elbows to track at approximately 45 degrees from your torso during the lowering phase. Extend your legs back and carefully place the tops of your feet on the elevated surface. Take a moment to establish your balance and ensure you feel stable in this starting position before beginning the movement. Create and maintain a perfectly straight body line from your head through your torso to your feet, just like a plank position. Engage your core muscles actively to prevent your hips from sagging downward or rising upward. Both of these compensations reduce effectiveness and can lead to injury. Begin the descent by taking a controlled breath in while bending your elbows to lower your body toward the floor. Focus on keeping your elbows at that optimal 45-degree angle from your torso rather than allowing them to flare wide, which can stress your shoulder joints. Lower until your chest nearly touches the floor, achieving a full range of motion that maximally stretches the pectoral muscles. This full range of motion is crucial for developing functional strength and mobility. From the bottom position, maintain tension in your pectoral muscles as you exhale and push your body back up to the starting position. Focus on driving through your palms and engaging your chest muscles to power the movement. Return to the starting position with your elbows almost but not fully extended. Maintaining this slight bend keeps tension on the working muscles and protects your elbow joints from hyperextension stress. Performance-destroying mistakes to eliminate. Hip sagging or rising represents the most common and problematic error in decline push-ups. When your hips sag, you lose core engagement and place excessive stress on your lower back. When your hips rise too high, you reduce the effectiveness of the exercise and alter the intended movement pattern. Maintain that perfect plank position from head to toe throughout every repetition. Head positioning errors are extremely common and potentially harmful. Many people crane their neck forward or let their head drop during the movement, creating cervical spine stress. Keep your head in neutral alignment with your spine, looking at a spot on the floor slightly ahead of your hands. Partial range of motion is another frequent mistake that dramatically reduces the exercise's effectiveness. Some people barely lower themselves halfway, missing the full stretch and strengthening benefits that come from the complete range of motion. Always lower until your chest nearly touches the floor unless flexibility limitations prevent it. If the full decline push-up is too challenging initially, modify by reducing the elevation height or supporting your knees on the ground, but always prioritize maintaining correct technique over achieving more repetitions with poor form. Progressive overload should come through improved technique and increased repetitions, not through compromised movement quality. Finally, using momentum or bouncing at the bottom of the movement eliminates the strengthening benefits and increases injury risk. Each repetition should be performed with control and intention, focusing on the quality of muscle contraction rather than speed of execution. Squats, the ultimate movement for lifelong independence. The squat rightfully earns its title as the king of exercises for one simple but profound reason. No other single movement works as many muscles simultaneously while being so fundamentally crucial to daily functionality and long-term independence. This exercise engages your entire lower body muscle complex, quadriceps, hamstrings, adductors, and calves, while simultaneously activating your glutes, core, and the stabilizing muscles of your spine. It's a full-body symphony of movement that mirrors dozens of activities you perform every single day. Lower body strength stands as arguably the most important indicator of functional independence as we age. Your ability to rise from chairs without using your hands, climb stairs without breathlessness, walk confidently on various surfaces, and maintain your balance during unexpected situations all depend on the strength and coordination developed through squatting movements. The squat's benefits extend far beyond muscle strengthening into the realm of bone health, which becomes increasingly critical as we age. The loading forces generated during squats significantly improve bone mineral density throughout your lower body, creating a powerful defense against osteoporosis and the devastating fractures that can occur from seemingly minor falls. Strong bones combined with strong muscles create a protective system that maintains your structural integrity for decades. The circulatory benefits of squats are often overlooked but tremendously important. The large muscle contractions involved in squatting promote blood flow throughout your lower extremities, helping prevent the circulation problems that can develop with age and sedentary behavior. Additionally, squats naturally boost the production of anabolic hormones that help preserve muscle mass and bone density even as you grow older. The scientific evidence supporting squats' profound impact on long-term health and independence is extensive and compelling. A landmark longitudinal study published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology tracked 879 adults for 12 years, providing remarkable insights into the relationship between leg strength and life outcomes. The findings were striking. Participants with greater quadriceps strength were 40% less likely to develop mobility limitations and had a 33% lower risk of all-cause mortality during the study period. These statistics represent more than academic interest. They demonstrate that leg strength is literally a predictor of longevity and quality of life. Additional research from the University of Pittsburgh focused specifically on the bone health benefits of squatting exercises. Adults who performed squats 3 times per week for 8 weeks increased their femur bone mineral density by 3.2% while improving dynamic balance by 27%. The balance improvement alone represents a significant reduction in fall risk, which is a leading cause of injury and loss of independence in older adults.